Trailside Ward Primary. This is part 1 to our arrangement of Stars Were Gleaming that we're singing on Christmas Sunday. So in this part 1, I'm going to be slowly breaking down all the signs and hand motions that I use to help me remember the words. Go watch part 2 where we will review and practice singing it together. So the first verse is one that you know from the primary book. It starts with stars, so you're going to take your pointer fingers and you're going to point to the stars. Point, point, stars were gleaming. Now we're using a made-up sign. We're gonna go, it's sparkly. Gleaming means like it's sparkling. So we're gonna do our stars were gleaming. Shepherds, you're gonna pick up your sheep, take your shears, and you're gonna cut the wool off the sheep. So the shepherds were dreaming. So we're gonna do the made-up sign for dream. You're gonna take your hands together and you're gonna go to sleep. And you're gonna dream sweet dreams. Stars were gleaming, shepherds dreaming, and the night. You know how we always do day? We have our horizon, we have our sun, and the sun rises during the day. Well, what does the sun do at night? We have our horizon, the sun sets at night. So here's the night. Was dark. Dark for dark, we're gonna cover our eyes. So that way we can not see because it's dark. And chill, here's our made up sign for chill. We are going to rub our shoulders together and pretend that we're cold. And then all of a sudden the angels are coming. Angels is really fun. You put your hands on your shoulders and you pop them out. Kind of like Buzz Lightyear's wings when Andy hits the button and his wings go pop. So angels, story. Now we're going to use my made up sign for story. So we're going to take our angel wings, our hands here, and we're going to bring them in front of us. And it's like we're holding a book. Because where do we find stories? In books. Angels, story. From here we're going to do rang. So this hand's going to come up like this. This hand is going to turn into a bell. And you're going to ding your bell and it's going to go ding, ding. It's ringing. It rang with glory. So this hand's going to stay up here. This hand's going to come up here and you're going to grab your cymbals and you're going to crash your cymbals together. Glory. So we've got rang with glory. And then back to shepherds. This arm's going to come down, pick up the sheep. This hand's going to pick up the shears and you're going to cut the wool off the sheep. Oh, hang on. I always do this, I always get confused, which is why I have all these hand motions. Angel's story, rang with glory, shepherds heard it on the hill. So we got shepherds, heard it. I always like to point to my ear, because what do we hear with? We hear with our ears. Heard it on the hill. So for hill, we're gonna have two hands together, and then this hand is gonna stay there. But this hand is going to go up and back down. We are making our little imaginary hill. Now that's the first verse. Now we're going on to the first chorus, which is in the primary book, one that you're familiar with. All that singing, I like to think of Ariel when the wicked sea witch takes her voice and it's that big yellow ball and it's going out, out, out. So just like that, you're gonna take your hand, kind of make a C cup, and you're going to sing and you're following your voice all the way out. All that singing, hear it, back to our ear, ringing, so we already learned ring, so from here we're going to bring our hand back down, this hand's going to make our bell, we're going to ding it, ding, all that singing, hear it, ringing, then from here we're going to come back down, this hand's going to go down, this hand's going to come back down in the shape of the C, and we're going to turn our earth on its axis. So did the angels go tell people on Mars? No, they came to Earth. Earthward winging. So we're going to make our wings, because notice how all of these words have an ing. So it's very easy to get them all confused. Earthward winging. So we're going to make our wings and we're going to flap them up and down to remember they're winging. Christmas bringing. For Christmas bringing, we're just going to bring it on. Bring it on in. Christmas bringing. For hearken, we're just gonna, hello, pay attention, listen up. Just my little sassy finger. Hearken, we, we're going to point to ourselves, can hear, point to our ear again, it's still. Still is your Y, so you got your thumb and your pinky finger, and then what you're going to do is you kind of have them close together, and you start near your body, and you push away from you. Still, not to be confused with stay. Still. Push away from you. Still. Now, in our arrangement, we have the infant holy, infant lowly verse, which I think Stars Were Gleaming is from. I think it's from Infant Holy, Infant Lowly. It's another great song. Go look it up. It sounds exactly like Stars Were Gleaming. So, first verse, we were a shepherd on the hillside. Second verse, we are in the stable. Infant, we're going to make a baby. Infant, from here, I'm going to slide my hands. Infant, and I slide my hands, 2 fingers, over a flat palm, and I push out. Holy. So infant, slide my hand, holy. Back to infant. Infant lowly. I'm just gonna point, I'm gonna go down to the ground. Infant lowly. For his bed, this is actually the sign for bed. Even though we used it for dream earlier, this is actually the sign for bed. So we're gonna put our hands together, put them on our face, and pretend that we're sleeping. For his bed, a cattle stall. Cow is, you take your Y again, just like we did for still, but you're gonna put it like a horn right here next to your eyebrow. Now, I like to do this with the, what's the word I'm thinking of? Not the beat. A cattle stall. Maybe it's the beat then. Cattle stall. And then the next word is oxen. So I like to grab my other set of horns, because oxen to me sounds like more than one cow. So now we had 1, a cattle stall. Now we have 2, oxen lowing. And lowing is like mooing. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to pretend that I'm mooing. Moo, moo, oxen lowing. From here, I'm going to do my made-up sign for little. Excuse me. Little knowing. I'm going to point to my head, because where do we know things? In our brain, of course. Little knowing. And then hands up in front. Christ. Tap. Tap. It represents the nail prints in his hands. I don't know which finger you're supposed to use. I don't know if it matters or not. But I always use my middle finger. Maybe because it's easier to reach. Christ the babe. So straight from Christ, we're going to go back to our baby. Christ the babe is Lord. So when I come back over here, so I usually do babe is, and then I end over here, and then I bring my hand up and I make an L, and it's that lordly sash that nobility wear, or a seatbelt. Starts here, click. So that lordly sash. Christ the babe is Lord of all. Here's my made-up sign for all. Okay, now we have the second chorus, which again has lots of ings in it, so it's easy to get it all mixed up. So it starts with swift. Swift, you put your hands out in front of you and you pull them in really fast, like you're the Flash. Whoosh! Swift are winging. So back to our wings, flap from flap. Swift are winging. Well, who's doing the swift? Who's doing the winging? Angels. So back to angels, angels. So we've got swift are winging, and up to angels, angels singing. So you're going to take your hand again, you're going to come to your throat, and you're going to go, ah, angels singing. From here, we're going to come down to an N for Noels, no L's. So we've got 2 fingers over your thumb, and then this hand's going to come up, because the Noels are ringing. So we're going to take our N, and then we're going to turn to our bell. So that's how I remember that it's Noels ringing, because the N turns into the bell. Noels ringing. From here, I keep this hand up. I'm going to make my pretend T, my not ASL T, to help me remember that it's tidings. We don't want idings. We want to hear the nice crisp T when we sing. Tidings bringing. So we had Christmas bringing, now we have tidings bringing. Christ the babe, there's Christ, right into the palm of your hand. The babe, hold your baby, is Lord, take your L, put on your seatbelt or your nobility sash, of all. It's my made up sign for all. And then we're gonna do the first chorus again. All that singing, so hand right here at your throat, la. All that singing, hear it, point to our ear, cup our ear, hear it, ringing. So from here, I'm gonna put my hand down, do my bell. From here, I'm gonna go to earth. So I'm gonna ringing and then flatten, bring it down, earthward. Then I'm gonna open up, earthward winging, and then Christmas bringing. So it goes winging, and then you bring it forward, bringing. Hearken, my little sassy finger, pay attention, listen up. Hearken, we, point to ourselves, can hear, cup your ear, it still. Why? Push away from you. And what can we hear? That Christ the babe, is Christ, here's your baby, is Lord. Come up to your L, put on your seatbelt or your nobility sash, of all. So just to recap, first verse, first chorus, second verse, second chorus, first chorus, and then the last little ending, Christ the babe is Lord of all. So the way this whole song is set up, you're on the hillside, you're a little shepherd child. Then you're in the stable looking at baby Jesus. And then at the end, you're bearing your testimony. Hearken, we can hear it still, that Christ the babe is Lord of all. I hope you enjoyed learning those signs. I know I had a lot of fun making them. I know I desperately need them to keep all these words in order. I hope you go watch part 2 so we can practice singing it all together. Wish us luck. Thanks. Bye.